Okay, so I have some theories. Okay, one theory is that I think I might be able to change the way that we're using browser base this um, in this area right now, um, and I think I might have to bring in LangChain because this is kind of the justification. I'm pretty sure I want there to be steps in this. And if I understand LangChain correctly, it's basically like Zapier. And so there are different things and pathways that I need this information to go down in the backside before it even shows up in Supabase or in like to the user. And so what I think my option is, and I might have to switch off and go to my MacBook, but what I think my options are is I could figure out this really complex way to tell it to to go step by step, which is actually my first choice. And the step by step is essentially I want to tell it to go into Supabase, like have a user click on a button, put in the URL, and then that puts that URL in Supabase, which I've already adjusted um, to so that the only required field is a URL. And then after that, it will take the URL. Modal should open. The one pitch. I'm just going to type it into Bolt and see if it can do it. And if it can't do it, I'll have to use LangChain, which I've never used before. That was the thing that was giving me headaches yesterday. But I realized one of the things that I might not have been doing properly is like I should have just set up GitHub. And by trying to do everything in Bolt and ChatGPT, by adding GitHub on top of that, I now have a little bit broader of a canvas to paint the metaphorical picture of this app. And so I think that was kind of an unlock for because I needed it to deploy the backend server. And one day I'll do a video on on my learnings about front end, back end, which I thought Superbase was back end, but then I tried to do something really complex, and I found out very shortly that in reality you need a backend server. There's a difference between a backend and a backend server. So all right. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So we're just going to ask it if it can do it. And then click in a motor show that's URL. Let's go ahead and just at the bottom of the modal is a button that says get info. When a user clicks that button, then the URL will be passed on to the article table in Supabase. Then the application will tell browser base to crawl that URL and pull the publication name, the publication domain, the author's first name, the author's last name, all right. Can you create a column can you create 2 columns in the journalist table in Supabase? First name and last name. Then write an edge function that will automatically, both are optional fields. Then write ever that automatically takes the full name of the full name column and splits the full name into the first and last name columns for the journalists. When a new row is added to the journalists table. I don't know if this is possible, but I want to do it because I really don't I know that Hunter is going to need that because it looks like it needs domain, company, first name, last name, and full name. Oh, this just has first name, last name. See, this is how we do these things. Okay. Okay, we're going to save that. Hope that works. All right, now we're going to come back to here. Okay, when user clicks that button, usually we pass on the publication name, the author's full name. And the content of the article. Application will call OpenAI API to place the publication name, the publication domain. Where's that at? No, I need data column. Location, domain. Dang it. Hate doing this because I don't want to mess up. Journalist table for the publications domain URL. It's going to require another migration file. That's why I'm kind of a little upset. They start to add up real quick, and then you got to refactor. And as someone who's not technical, I've seen a lot of people have issues with refactoring. I don't want to do it. All right. It cost me 100,000 tokens, by the way. Okay, then the application will call the OpenAI to place publication name and publication domain and the journalist full name in the journalist table. take the in a new row. Then the application will call OpenAI API to recall the ID of the URL that was first crawled by browser base. This is a technical prompt that it'll probably mess up because it's starting to get long. Usually I'm giving it too much surface area to mess up, but it kind of requires all of the context to be able to make this possibly work before having to use LangChain. LangChain, I would do this like step by step because that's how it's kind of structured. But I'm trying to give it all the context so it can do all this, so it can figure out the best route, either the most optimized route or the route of least resistance, to be able to kind of build what I'm asking it to build. So that's essentially what I'm doing right now. Then the application will call OpenAI API to recall the ID of the URL that was first crawled by the browser base in the articles table. Table. It will then add the journalist ID of the journalist table in the journalist ID column. It will also create a summary of the. It would also add the content of the article in the content column. It will. I'm just going to name these all off. It will also create a summary of the content of the article and place the summary in the, what do we name it? Summary column. Articles table. Just want to remind it that's where we're supposed to be in case it strays a little bit. It will also use the content of the article to come up with a few topics of the article and place them in the topics column of the articles table. The topics might be what the article is about, what the category or industry the article is in, the company that the article is written about is about. Okay. Well, he's got to come up with there should be between 4 to 7 topics article. All right, that's a lot. Essentially, that's the function I wanted to do. Okay, the DNA application, place a publication name. All right. Let's see. There's no way. That's not even. I probably should have used. I probably should have used. What's it called? Deep research, not deep research. What's it called? Right now, it's on. Yeah, I should have used something a little deeper. I said it did. Find it hard to believe. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign up real quick. That the all users can view all of the journalists in the. Okay, so essentially, what will happen is that um, uh, search. Interesting. Okay, I need to sign in. Okay. So I got Mrs. Stu in here. Okay. Okay. Now we need to make it so that when a user clicks on the journalist in a. Okay, so how about this? What in the search page, the journalists should have the topics that they have written about shown in the should have. I'm just gonna say shown. It'll get what I'm trying to talk about. The application can look at the journalist ID in the articles table, and then pull up to 10 topics to show in the search page. To the users. All users can. I'll say that next. Sending. All users can see all of the journalists that are in the journalist database. make the journalist finder feature check to make sure that a journalist with the same name from the same publication is not already located in the journalists table before adding a new row and creating a duplicate. If the journalist already exists in the profile in the journalist label, then pass the ID of the journalist to the journalist ID column for the articles table for that article. This will make it so that we can continue building up. No, I'm not going to give it context. Every time I give it context, it makes something I don't want it to make. But I always want to give it context. It never works out well. Okay. All right, what was I about to write? I was about to write something. Oh, all users can see all their journalists table, even if they did not add the journalist themselves to the application. Okay, pitch list. We'll do that later. Nope. 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 Jeez, just wasted a migration file. See again. Up. And now we got a problem. Okay, clear it. Clear it. Clear it. All right, I'm going to keep going without you. Okay, cool. So we got that part. We got that part. Okay, so search. Okay, did I already add the topics? Okay, have that in there. Okay. When a user is looking at a journalist in the let's go ahead and do that. Okay. When a user is in the search page, if they click the star Next, I like how they put that star there. I didn't think of that. Star next to the name of the journalist. Then that will add that journalist to that user's pitch list. And they will be able to see that journalist. They unstar a journalist that is in their pitch list. It will remove the journalist from their pitch list. You would think it would automatically do that, but it will not. I have found. You have to tell it. Okay. How do I want to do this? Oh, yeah, let's do that. When a user clicks on a journalist, yep, clear that. Did you see that? Stop logging me out. Okay. All right, let's add this question there. To the My Company page so the user can fill out more than one. Oh, sorry, not more than one. Fill out to help the application write better pitches for the journalists in their list. In their pitch list. Nope. So you probably need to add that to the here, right? You got to update the database schema, which it might already do by itself, but you never know. Uh-oh. I don't know what this is. But I'm going to go ahead and let it do it. Oh, that was to create the pitch list. Okay. Yeah, so this is where I get more into like vibe coding because I'm not sure how they're going to do the pitch list on the back end. I wasn't really concerned with how we would implement it, to be honest. Uh-oh, that's not good. Okay. Well, see what happened. You would think it would automatically create what I need to. All right, cool. Okay. Dang. What's happening? Pitch list still having problems. Okay. Um, Dude, if the journalist isn't in the pitch list, then like, see, that's the problem with having a back end is like you even need to do that because the pitch list doesn't need um, database support. Again, bro. Change no message. What? I don't understand what the problem is with that and why it's taking up more tokens. Well, then add. It's basically saying that there's an issue where they weren't including the user ID when adding or removing journalists from the pitch list. And I'm like, I don't really need you to know the pitch list. And I'm about to change this so that it keeps my stuff updated. Again, what is happening? All right. Guess we got to use Unravel again. Killing me. Killing me, Smalls. You seem to be struggling with getting this right. So go ahead and call them the big guns. Founder PR code base 32525 v2. All right. Here is my code base. Why am I getting this error? Go hunting. Come back to you later. All right. Yeah, by the way, the UI of this is going to change dramatically because it's not good enough. Just probably should just. All right. Um, do I take this back to Bolt.new to solve this problem? Yeah, I just need this to kind of be saved because we got to move to the next phase of this. Yeah, let's try this. Okay. Is it possible to solve this for a 6 error with this suggestion from Chat GPT? Question mark. Again, why didn't you do this before? I wonder in my head, my non-technical head. So smart, but sometimes, man, and that's why I built Unravel. Okay. All right, and it still might not have fixed it, so that's why we do this. We test everything before we send our first shooter on. Okay, let's go new pitch. I don't want to do a new pitch. I think what I'm going to do is go to my pitch list and do generate a pitch. So, okay. Remove the new pitch button from the pitches page. Instead, place a instead when a journalist is added from the search to a user's pitch list, a button shows up in the bottom right below the star that says create a new pitch. When the user clicks that button, the application calls the OpenAI API. Let's do O1 reasoning model to create a pitch for the journalist to write about the to write about the what am I trying to say? To write about the company of the user. To do so, the application will pull the article that are tied to that journalist just journalist ID in the articles table, and to gain an incredible amount of context about what the journalist prefers to write about, what angles they like to take, what their readers might enjoy reading, and tied to journal. Then the Open AI API should also take all of the fields that have been filled in within the company users questions that they answered on the My Company page. And then the application will use this is tough. Use OpenAI API to create a pitch based on all of that information that will be engaging and incredibly personal and ready for it will then the application will add that text to the application. We'll add the text to the then the application will add the text to the pitches page. Pitches page. Each pitch will have a status of drafted. When initially added to the pitches page, each pitch will have a status of drafted. There will be 3 other statuses: drafted, ready to send, sent, published, rejected. Five statuses should be color coded. Okay, Whew, that's tough. That's a tough, like, I'm thinking, I can tell because of what I'm saying to you, like what I'm saying on video is like not, I'm kind of in a trance trying to figure this out. Okay. Instead, when a generous is added to users, user clicks that button. Let's reinforce. Create a new pitch button. And we can't cause the opening of one reach. No, let's do GPT-4. This one I'm going to use O1 reasoning model to create an email pitch based on from information company details. Text of the pitch to the pitches page. Okay, I'm gonna have to trust it from here. Again, should have used reasoning. I'll use it to fix the code later. Really, if I had to guess, I'd probably use reasoning to set up all of this, and then when I'm going back and editing the code, like adding animations and things, I'll probably use diffs. And diffs, DIFFS. But I forgot again. I'll probably do it on the next project. All right. All right, let's see what we got. Let's read it back and then I'll be done. I gotta go do some stuff. Get my eyes off the screen. What time is it? Great. All right. Yep. I think we're good. Interesting. So I decided to create an edge function. But we have backend. So yeah, I don't know what happened there. All right, I gotta run. Hopefully we got far enough to like billing and stuff yet, but we'll do that later. I guess I'll just talk to you. Oh, there we go. Oh wow, this long video.